Lesson 8.9, write inequalities. The essential question is, how do you write an inequality to represent a situation? So what you'll do in this lesson is connect what you know about writing equations to help you write these inequalities. Unlock the problem. The highest temperature ever recorded at the South Pole was 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Write an inequality to show that the temperature T in degrees Fahrenheit at the South Pole is less than or equal to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So write an inequality for the situation, and they've broken it down. So the temperature T is less than or equal to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So an inequality that describes the temperature T in degrees at the South Pole is T is less than 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Underline the words that tell you which inequality symbol to use. So less than or equal to 8 degrees Fahrenheit, will you use an equal sign in your inequality? Yeah, you will. Move on to try this. The directors of an animal shelter need to raise more than $50,000 during a fundraiser. Write an inequality that represents the amount of money, M, in dollars that the directors need to raise. So first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and underline that keyword in there to know what kind of inequality to write. I underlined more than $50,000. So the amount of money, M, is more than 50,000. With everything in place, the amount of money, M, is more than $50,000. So an inequality that describes the amount of money, M, in dollars is M is greater than $50,000. Mathematical practices. Explain how you knew which inequality symbol to use in the try this problem. Well, the way I knew is I looked at this key phrase, more than $50,000. Move on to example 1. Write an inequality for the word sentence. Tell what type of numbers the variable in the inequality can represent. So the weight is less than 3.5 pounds. So weight is represented by W. So weight, W, less than 3.5 pounds, where weight is a positive, or W is a positive number. B, there must be at least 65 officers on duty. And I underlined at least, which includes, you'll see will include 65. So there must be at least 65 police officers on duty. Think. Let P represent the number of police officers. The phrase at least is equivalent to is greater than or equal to. So the number of officers are 65. The number of officers is greater than or equal to 65, where P is a positive number. In example 2, we'll be writing 2-word sentences for the inequality. So N is less than or equals to 3/10. And N is no more than 3/10. The next B example, A is greater than -4. One way you can write it is A is greater than -4. Another way you could write it is A is more than -4. So the think smarter, which inequality symbol would you use to show that the number of people attending a party will be at most 14, will be at most 14, and explain. So using that unknown number for the number of people at the party, P is less than or equal to 14. And then it says explain what symbol. So the phrase at most 14 means that 14 is the greatest number and a smaller number may attend. Now that we've done this lesson, writing inequalities, you will move on to practice.